Greetings, my fellow YouTubers and everyone out there that's watching me. I'm Dole, aka the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Back again with another video and a continuation of mentioned movies that have been out since I've been born. This time around, we're doing movies that came out in 1990, and I got 12 of them listed. Now, I don't really have much of an honorable mention, so I apologize if I don't do honorable mentions in all of these. I can't really find too many to remember, because there's too many for me to remember. Sorry. Anyway, here we go. At number 12 is Problem Child, with John Ritter, Amy Yasbeck, Jack Warden, Michael Oliver, and Michael Richards. Yeah, you heard me correctly. That's the guy who would go on to play a certain Cosmo Kramer on TV's Seinfeld. Now, the story's about the Healy's, and they're thinking of adopting a kid. And well, who they decide to adopt is Mischief Maker Jr., who has been dumped from house to house till he gets dumped at an orphanage that's run by a bunch of nuns. Oh yeah, also in the cast is Gilbert Gottfried, who I'm sure you're familiar with him, the loudmouth guy, and also the voice of the duck, the Affleck duck, yeah, as Mr. Peabody, and Junior always calls him Pea-Brain. Oh boy, that's funny. Anyway, and Junior likes this bow tie killer he's hearing on the news, and that's Mr. Richards' character. So apparently, Junior manages to do okay with the Healys, but he still causes mischief, especially for, well, his dad and Mr. Healy's dad and others. When they had him, they decided to give him away, but once he decides to join the bow tie killer, well, Mr. Healy is not too thrilled even with the drawings he did of his dad, his wife, but when he sees one of himself, he couldn't believe it. He actually liked him all this time. Now he goes to the rescue, and he gets it to get him back. It's really funny. It's directed by Dennis Dugan, who recently appeared in the new adventures of Pippi Longstocking. I forgot to mention that. He also went on to direct Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy and several other movies with Adam Sandler, and, other movies without him. I think you should check out. Number 11 is the original Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I've only seen this maybe a time or two. It's not that bad of a movie. It's pretty cool. It's action-packed. Like I said, you can't go wrong with a Schwarzenegger flick. This was pretty much a big hit for him. Don't want to say too much about it, but it has a cool futuristic feel to it, though. Okay, next at number 10. Well, sorry it's not that high, though, but it's still a good movie, though, and that's Edward Scissorhands, directed by Tim Burton, and starring Johnny Depp in the title role with Winona Ryder and Vincent Price in his final film. I gotta say, Edward Scissorhands has gotta be one of the most strangest strangest types of characters I had ever seen when I was a little boy. I loved him in that, especially when he cuts the hair off the dog. Oh, that was so funny. But I do like it. I especially like the little wintry, snowy feel when the 20th Century Fox logo comes up. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention your name. Please don't sue. But Edward Scissorhands is pretty funny. I haven't watched it in a few years. I might relive him one day. Next, at number 9 is Dick Tracy. Now, I remember watching this as a kid. Starring Warren Beatty as the title character. It's, of course, based on the long-running detective comic strip created by Chester Gould. It also stars Madonna as Breathless Mahoney and Al Pacino as Big Boy. And we do get to see all sorts of other villains from the pages of the Dick Tracy comic strips, like Flat Top, Numbers, The Brow. Oh, the list goes on. It's not too bad, and soundtrack to it, which was called I'm Breathless, which included Vogue, was pretty successful for Madonna. If you never seen it, I think you might want to check it out. It's pretty darn cool. Next at number 8, this is a movie I have not. I kind of forgot I saw a few years back. Well, years back. But, well, it's been a long time since I ever relived it. And that's Darkman, directed by Sam Raimi. Yeah, the guy who directed the Evil Dead movies. And before he directed the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. This stars Liam Neeson and Frances McDormand and Larry Drake as the mobster boss known as Durant, who destroys the lab and kills the scientist who that's Neeson's character. But however, after being in the hospital for so much, he survived, and now he's taking refuge in a hidden lab where he takes pictures of people and then goes in disguise as them. But I have seen clips from this. I'm going to try and get this and watch it. I actually like the pink elephant scene because he gets pretty darn upset when he and his girlfriend, played by Frances McDormand, at the fun park. Yeah, it's pretty good though. Next, at number 7, here's another movie I remember from my youth, and that's Ernest Goes to Jail, starring Jim Varney, once again playing your favorite country bumpkin, Ernest P. Worrell. And he's just a janitor in the bank, and, well, soon he gets electrocuted, and he's a living human magnet, attracted to everything, and, well, he just can't even get to anybody to convince him to be a bank clerk, not even Mr. Oscar Pendlesmith, his boss. But anyway, one of the workers there, Charlotte, is, well, just a good friend. But soon Ernest's life is turned upside down when, even once he's happy that he's gotten jury duty, he's been switched with a a look-alike, maybe not a a look-alike criminal called Nash. And real, he's now take over Ernest's role, and Ernest is locked up. But he soon gets his magnetic powers back to get himself out of the slammer and take on Nash. You have not seen this. It's real good. This is probably my second favorite Ernest movie, right behind Ernest Goes to Camp. Next at 6 is Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. Now, I have to say, this is a good movie. I don't really have to say much about it, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen this movie. I love Julia Roberts. Richard Gere's good. That's actually one of my favorite Julia Roberts movies. Can't go wrong with Pretty Woman. Yeah. But I do love it. Next, at number 4 is Gremlins 2, The New Batch. Now, I enjoyed this. This was pretty fun. It came close to being as good as the first one. Zach Galligan returns as Billy. We got Phoebe Cates as Kate. We also have Key Luke returning as Mr. Wing, Gizmo's owner, the ancient Chinaman. Let's see, Dick Miller and Jackie Joseph are back as the Firemen. It seems they survived the snowplow incident from the first movie. And there's some other characters. Christopher Lee's in this. But anyway, it's really cool. Howie Mandel returns to do Gizmo's vocal effect. We also have Tony Randall. Everybody may know him of TV's The Odd Couple and lots of other movies. He voiced the Brain Gremlin. I love some of these new gremlins that take chemicals to become what they are. The one becomes the female gremlin, the Spire Gremlin, which was the gremlin known as Mohawk. There was the Wild Gremlin. Oh yeah, we also had cameo appearances by Henry Gibson and John Astin, who played a janitor, was fixing a water fountain, but the water kind of spread real far and gone Gizmo, and that's what caused 4 more balls of fur to pop off him. But even so, I loved Gremlins 2. It was absolutely funny. It's real good. You need to see it if you haven't yet to see it. Next, at number 4, is probably my favorite of this series, with its new remake not too far away next weekend, Child's Play 2. As I mentioned, the new Child's Play is next weekend, so I wish all the luck it's going to get, even if it does get beaten by Toy Story 4. Oh, sorry, but enough about that. Child's Play 2 is the first Child's Play I've seen. Brad Dourif returns as Chucky, Alex Vincent's back as Andy, and he's now living with the Simpson family, not to be confused with the TV family, you know. There was Jane Agutter from An American Werewolf in London. She was also on the recent hit drama called The Midwife. Gary Graham, who was in Chopping Mall. And, well, they were foster family. They had, well, a girl living with them named Kyle, played by Christina Elise. They're pretty good characters. But anyway, Chucky does some more good kills, everything. I do like to do a good line, which, well, my friend Ansley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews likes this line. I hate kids. Yeah. But anyway, Child's Play 2 is definitely great. I'm sure you horror fanatics love this. But anyway, next at number 3 is Back to the Future Part 3 with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. This time, the time-traveling DeLorean takes them back into the Old West, where I gotta say, this was probably more fun than the last movie, even though it was to be continued. But this movie is definitely great, and I do enjoy it. And it was also kind of big in the inspiration for the animated series, which debuted on CBS later that year, in which Christopher Lloyd returned in live-action segments before and after the cartoon as Doc Brown. And always he says, "See you in the future." Yeah. Anyway, Back to the Future Part 3 is good. Haven't seen in a long time. Haven't seen in a while though. I'd like to though. Next at number 2, here's one I did relive not so long ago on Prime, and that of course is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I loved this movie as a kid. I mean, I really loved seeing Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo in action, and I liked April O'Neil in this, not too bad. And let's see, and Casey Jones was pretty darn awesome. Yeah, I know he's kind of violent though, but he's pretty cool though. And I did like, and Shredder was good. Splinter was definitely good, voiced by Kevin Clash, who of course was now being famous for voicing a certain red monster on Sesame Street with a big orange nose. You know, I'm talking about Elmo. And, well, surprised it. Well, I also like Shredder's assistant Tatsu. Really good character. I didn't mind that character. And, of course, the Foot Clan. Yeah, I especially like the part where the Foot Clan's like doing the moves with his nunchucks and Mikey's really showing off. Yeah. The movie's ending's real good, especially the ending, but I ain't going to tell you. I might just say when I do the review on this sometime. I do love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's great. You'll see the sequel on my next one, 1991. But meanwhile, number 1 is, it's gotta be one of the best holiday flicks I've seen, Home Alone, with Macaulay Culkin. Now, I recall seeing this early the next year on my 11th birthday. I love Macaulay Culkin in this. He's great as Kevin. I like Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as Marvin Harry, the Wet Bandits. Catherine O'Hara's great in this, and so is John Hurd. We lost him a few years back, too. Everybody was pretty good. The rest of the McAllister clan was good, which reminds me, if you never got to see the recent version of The Tick, Devin Rattray, who played Buzz, he plays this character named Tinfoil Kevin in The Tick. Yeah, you better believe it. But I loved everything in Home Alone music. I liked Old Man Marley, played by Robert Blossom. The tracks were good. I'll tell you more when I do a review on it. What were your favorite movies from 1990? Please feel free to let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!